So we're going to talk about positioning and draping in the bed, and we're going to start with supine positioning and draping. So Scott here is lying supine, and he's not able to move very much on his own, and or he just needs to be comfortable lying here for a prolonged period of time. So we're talking about long-term positioning. So I'm going to start with the head and move down to the feet. Oops, bumped it. So we want to support the neck and support the cervical curve. So we want to fill up that space underneath the cervical spine so that we don't get a whole lot of downward force and create discomfort in the neck. So I'm going to have you lift your head up, and I'm going to pull this up around his neck. Come on down. How's that feel?
Good.
Good. Okay. So the next problem that we have is going to be in the lumbar spine. But in particular, if he has hip flexor tightness, that's going to pull on the low back, pull on the sacrum, and create excessive extension in the lumbar spine. So I'm going to correct that by placing a pillow underneath the knees and the thighs that will flex the hip and flex the knees. So if he's unable to move, what I can do is lift his legs and place that underneath there. And we might use this with short-term positioning too, if somebody is going to be receiving like a cold pack to the knee or to the hip, and we want them to be comfortable for that 15 to 20 minutes it takes to provide the treatment. So that kind of helps flatten out the lumbar spine so that it'll be comfortable over a prolonged period of time. And remember that the areas where pressure ulcers can occur, and one of the most common is at the heels, at the calcaneus. So right now he's got quite a bit of pressure underneath both heels. And what we ideally want to do is float the heels, and they should not be touching the bed at all. So I'm going to use start with a smaller pillow, and I'm going to bring that pillow up, and you can see how his heels are not touching the bed at all. So he's got all this pressure dispersed here, and it takes the pressure off of the heels. Now, another thing that might be uncomfortable for people, especially if they have tightness in their chest, is having their shoulders in more of a retracted position. So we might want to help them with that. We also want to avoid the dependent position where they're going to develop swelling in the hands. So I'm going to use a pillow here, and I'm going to put that kind of up in the axilla and angle it towards him, and that provides some nice support for the upper extremity, and it also elevates the hand so that gravity can assist with the venous return or the lymphatic return. And I'd want to do that on both sides. So I'm going to lift, tuck that under. Are you going to go to sleep on me? Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Do you feel uncomfortable in any one place?
Maybe my shoulder down here.
Okay. Tell me more. Is it the back of your shoulder?
Yeah.
Is it right in here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I put my hand in there, I feel a little bit of space. So when I put his arm up on this pillow, it created some space here. And I think he's feeling some discomfort there because it's just kind of hanging out in space. So to fix that, I'm going to take just a hand towel. Let me try this. So I folded it into a nice little square rectangle thing there, and I'm just going to stuff that right underneath there. Relax into that a little bit. Does that make a difference?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, oh yeah, it made a lot of difference. So little things can make a huge difference. The areas that are protected right now include the olecranon. The scapula has some nice dispersed pressure on it, so you're not going to get breakdown on the spine of the scapula. His head is supported on a nice feather pillow. I doubt that he would get breakdown on the occiput in this position. The sacrum is rolled back so that you're not getting pressure down towards the coccyx. And the heels are floated. The epicondyles of the knees are good. The malleoli are good. And I think we're good there. So the next position I'm going to show you is prone, but I'm going to stop the video for a moment so we can set up. Where's pause?